Sometimes in life, we just seem to get a little bit out of touch with things. Sometimes, it just, you get it so focused into the grind. There's so many different things going on that, it just doesn't work out. That you're missing something. And to a degree, I would think that is the case with the Las Vegas Raiders, specifically with Derek Carr and Davante Adams. Now, I know last week we made a video about how the stars need to eat. All the what was it? The defensive lineman terms. When I was in college, one of my good buddies, Zavi, him and I would say we eat with our hands because we were on the D line. But I think part of that needs to be the schematic planning by Josh McDaniels and company to get certain players involved. Now, I hate to beat a dead horse here, but if you're going to beat a team like the Denver Broncos, who have a strong defense, their defense is actually very good. Now, their offense, if the Raiders put up 20 points, they're going to win that game, legitimately, because their offense, the Broncos offense, for the most part, it's been a little rough. Now, okay, maybe it'll take 27 points, but the point is that it has been a tough road to hoe for the Broncos, and the Raiders are in need of getting their star players involved. I know we talked about it last week, but I think there's a different angle that we really need to touch on. And I think that is, we really didn't touch on the schematic planning aspect of it, because you have Derek Carr here, who has thrown for over 800 yards, 6 touchdown passes, and 4 interceptions. And I'm not 100% worried about this either. Sometimes it just takes, I don't know if you guys can hear the cricket outside, but it's driving me nuts, but sometimes it just takes a little bit to get going. And I think when you get schematic plans, we've seen it with Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings. Was on fire like Davante Adams that first game of the season. These last couple of games hasn't quite gotten it going again. But I think, when Josh McDaniels and company kind of put these game plans together, there needs to be an idea of the route tree that Davante Adams is most succeeding at. And again, we also outlined yesterday that Matt Collins is doing some great things right now. So if Davante Adams isn't doing his thing, you got at least another security blanket, and you have Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller and company. But when you've got Derek Carr, who is an absolute stud, and then you got Josh Jacobs and all those guys able to run the football, but then you've got this 3 or 4-ish headed receiving attack. It's kind of nice, and that's the point of I want to drive home. Yes, you need to get Davante Adams at least 12 targets. I don't think there's a reason that he should not be targeted at least a dozen times against the Broncos. But there's also the aspect of, hey, if we can win with everybody on this roster, if that offensive line steps up, fantastic. If they can win with everybody contributing, I don't have a problem with that. At the end of the day, stats are just stats. Super Bowl rings are Super Bowl rings. Wow, wings. No, rings. And I think at the end of the day that some of these stats will come. You have to be able to not get frustrated. You can't get down. It's only 3 games. We're not even a full month into the NFL season yet. So, I think as the Raiders kind of get along here and play some now, their first division, or excuse me, their second, because they played the Chargers, but they play their second in-division game against a team that they're kind of fraudulent. Let's be real. The Broncos at this point, their defense is really good. Russell Wilson, I have yet to see him actually lead them yet. I'm not counting him out yet, but I do think that what it comes down to for the Raiders is you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan to feed your weapons, and I think that they're going to do that. And don't get fixated on Davante Adams. He will come. Those stats will come for him because he's Davante Adams and it's Derek Carr. But I think at the end of the day, we've got so many other guys on this team that can contribute, that should be targeted as well in their own right, that I think the Raiders are going to be just fine. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. So give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But at the end of the day, let us know what you guys think about the Las Vegas Raiders needing to feed their weapons.